A very good evening to all of you. Now it's almost 8 p.m. in my clock right now, and I'm sure some of you would have already had your dinner. You've probably refreshed up, and thank you so much. Really appreciate you for joining us in today's session. Right, we have a very interesting session going on today. In fact, today is a series of 1 week session at Perdana University, which actually started off from last Monday. Now, this is catered especially for our SPM friends who are actually sitting for their SPM exam at the moment. So just a quick note to share with all of you, even if any of your friends or family members have missed today's session, please do not worry, because we're going to record the session. It's being recorded as we speak right now, and your friends and family can actually view it on our Facebook at their convenient time. Okay, without any other delay, I can see Prof. Dr. Ilan very anxious to commence his session. Now, let me warmly introduce Associate Prof. Dr. Elangkovan. Now, he's the Deputy Dean of the Perdana University School of Business. Now, Prof. Dr. Ilan is a very senior academic in the university. He has been helping out not only the School of Business, in fact, the entire university and the campus in all our daily activities and even our business deals and so forth. So Prof. Elangkovan is actually going to speak today on a very interesting topic. Now, do bear with me. The topic might look a bit complex, but it is not. As you go along, you will see how important it is to have such a topic like today. Now, the topic we have chosen today is the current concept of business and its importance. Now, students, we'd like to all of y'all to know, okay, I'm just going to start off with a very simple question, and I'm going to pass this session over to Prof. Dr. Ilan. All right, students, why is business and the understanding of how business can help all of you in your career path, right? So it is never too late to learn business, or rather it is never too early to learn business. So I'm going to leave the session now over to Dr. Ilan, who's going to share with us, who's going to enlighten us. And I promise you, we're not going to let Dr. Ilan go. There's going to be a Q&A session at the end of the session today. Right, Dr. Ilan, over to you. Thank you.
Right. Hello, good evening to all. Thank you, Hemala, for that wonderful introduction, right, about business, right? Many of you who are watching today, right, this evening, you will be wondering, what is this business is all about? Now, if you notice, even at the Form 5 level, Tingkatan 5 SPM, you are being introduced to modules called perniagaan and also perdagangan. Now, it is both interrelated, right? Whether you like it or not, this has been purposely introduced in your SPM. And in fact, it has been introduced further in your STPM as well. Now, why is the Malaysian government wants to introduce such modules at the SPM level, which is also equivalent to O levels? Now, basically, no countries will survive without business. No organization will survive if the business is not managed, planned, strategized accordingly. Now, this is something that we all need to know, right? Now, this is one simple reason why this particular subjects are being introduced, right? Even at the SPM O levels. And eventually, when you complete your SPM, now you will be pursuing a degree, right? A tertiary education, probably you'll be doing a diploma, or moving forward in embarking yourself into a degree program. And more so, you can even move further in doing your what you call masters and even PhD. Now we do have what you call a DBA, right? Doctorate in Business Administration. Now, why are all these programs, the academic programs, are so important? All right, as I mentioned earlier, anything that we do today, it is related to business. Now, I'll give you simple examples. You guys are very fond of spending, all right? Your mom and dad gives you allowances, right? On a daily basis, on a monthly basis, and whatever, right? What do you do with that money? You spend. Now, in the process of spending, you buy things. Now, who do you buy them from? Obviously, from a person who does business. Now, any business out there, right? Even ordering a simple food through your app, it's called business, right? It is basically now known as digital business, online business. You call it whatever it is going to be, right? So you can't basically escape from what we actually call the business world, right? Uh, Even the hospitals, right? Whether it is going to be government hospitals or private hospitals, they are all into business. Now, those days, in my early younger days, right? Anyone who asked us what you want to be in the future, now obviously our answers will be, I want to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer. These are the three career in the early 90s, 80s, and even the 70s, right? Now, today, if you ask that to any young, right, individuals, they will never tell you that they want to become a doctor, right? Even if you want to become a doctor, you only can be a practitioner. Now, you will be surprised, the person that actually runs the hospital could be a businessman, right? Now, this is how I put it together, that business is something that you cannot forget, cannot take it very lightly, all right? Now, you can ask your parents, right? Some of them are already in business. Why are they involved in business? What is the reason? It is not about the money. It is about how do they actually plan their business? How do they get things done? All right. And the reward being the profit that they earn, all right? The revenue that they earn based on the sales, based on the strategies that they have applied, and so on and so forth. So this is why every individuals who are at the school, right, at your O levels, at your SPM level, should start thinking about what really is business, right? You can basically embark on an engineering program. You can go into communication program. Now, if you put in together, all these will basically come and link together as business. So business is the biggest umbrella in general. That is how I put it, right? If you don't look at it as the biggest umbrella, right, you are basically losing out or going to lose out on many things. Obviously, I'm not going to say that you must think and eat and do whatever in the name of business. Of course, business is something that we all wanted to progress with. All right. As I mentioned, all right, you have your allowances, what to do with the money. You actually do your own planning. All right. You don't finish up all within a month. If you are given a few hundred ringgit to spend for a month, what do? You plan, all right, their money. All right. This is called your own personal financial planning. Now, where does this financial planning comes? It is parked under the business, all right? So you're basically planning out your money, something that we usually learn in a degree or your tertiary education, where it is called the financial planning. Now, this will actually take you further, right, in understanding on how do you create the budget, how do you save the money, what is the cost factor in order to calculate, right, your profit level. Everybody loves money, right? Today I'm talking to you. I'm a lecturer myself. I'm here because I'm paid a salary. No, if I'm not paid a salary today, I will not be talking to you. Now, anyone, all right, if you ask me, all right, you can actually ask anyone for that matter, do you love money? And nobody will say no, right? Money has been so important in our life to do anything. You need money to buy things. You need money to even go and study, right? You go to private university or public university, it is still called business. So what are we providing you? We are providing you with the knowledge. If you come to a university like Perdana University, where we offer business programs, you come here to learn the new knowledge, right? What is business is all about. Now, in the context of business, you learn marketing, you learn business administration, management, strategic management, financial planning, uh, accounting and finance, all right, organizational behavior. You learn about behavioral individuals on how do you manage them and so on and so forth. So again, as I mentioned, that there is no escape route, or in another word, that you cannot basically run your life without even talking about business, because business is everywhere. Business is something that we cannot forget. Right now, today, when I earn money, what do I use? Right? How do I actually use my money? The first thing that I do is, when I get my salary, I will actually create my own budget. How do I spend? How do I buy? What is the pricing out there, right? What is the budget for this month? Whatever that I plan ahead is basically part of our business. Right now, this is what, all right, I noticed that at the Form 5 level, right, when you embark into preparing yourself into SPM examination, there is a subject called perniagaan. And I'm not very sure whether perdagangan is still being applied, right, being offered at the school level, but some schools are offering perdagangan as well. Now, both are basically interrelated. And I've seen this syllabus, especially for perniagaan, business in general, we call it. Now, when you go to Form 4, basically they teaches you on the vision, mission, planning, strategies, and stuff like that, which is very essential for our daily life, right? Now, sitting for SPM, you need to strategize. How do you prepare for the SPM examination? What are the key topics, all right, that you need to focus, and what are the not so key topics that you may not want to focus, and probably you want to just remember? Now, this is a strategy. Now, where do you get this strategy from? And if it is not business, you only get this from business education. All right. Now, when you move on to Form 5, what I notice is that most of the Form 5 syllabus under business are basically talking about human resources management. How do you actually plan, right, the human resources? Now, to run a business, you need people. All right. How do you actually motivate people? Right. You pay them well and they work for you. Now, that is not all. You need to do the planning. You need to do strategy. You need to do marketing. You need to create research and development within the organization, right? You need to understand the behavioral form of people, right? You need to address issues. You need to address problems, right? All these are part of business ventures, right? Now, this is why the Malaysian government basically encourage, right, young students to basically involve in entrepreneurship, startup, right? I do see a lot of youngsters who are involved in developing apps, right? Students nowadays use phones about 80%, right? 80% of their life is on the phone, right? Now, your phone or the device that you carry along wherever that you go is a very important device, right? That is where business starts. There are young students who have approached me, right, and asked me, sir, what is the best business that I can do? Let me tell you a story, right, about my student. Some 20 years back, where I was teaching a diploma in business. In fact, it is called Diploma in Accounting and Business, right? So I was basically teaching accounting as well as business. Normally, I start the class with what you guys can do with business. What are the business that you can do? Now, those years, you don't have social media. The social media is not at all there. It is close to non-existence, right? We only have emails. Not today. Today, the social media has moved from one dimension to another. So this student came to me. He was about to complete his diploma. He asked me, sir, what do you think I should do? I was teaching the students somewhere near Petaling Street. Now, there's this particular college, right, which was located near Petaling Street. I only advise that student, very simple. Are you passionate in doing anything that you like? The student say, yes, sir. Anything that you suggest, I will look into it and see whether I can do that. I told him, go to Petaling Street, walk around, check out for yourself, and you'll get a lot of ideas, because these are the people that are directly involved in business. So if you walk through Petaling Street, you will find people selling a lot of things, right? From clothing to watches to handbags, to fruit sellers, all right? What do you call soya bean sellers, right? Lengchikang sellers. You will find a lot of businessmen there. Now, believe me, if you want to learn business, that is the best training ground. I told this student. So spend about 1 hour, walk around, and you will get plenty of ideas. Now, if you've been to Petaling Street, all right, especially the fruit sellers, they will shout, all right. It doesn't matter which language. Of course, now you will find a lot of Bangladeshis. Those days, you find a lot of Malaysians, especially Malaysian Chinese, right, who are involved in this type of businesses. And these guys, when they shout, right, about the business, especially the fruit sellers, those who are selling oranges, they are selling apples and so on, the way they shout is the marketing method of doing it, right? The way they market it, they shout with a rhythm, okay? They shout it very loud, and this where captures people, right? Sometimes they will give you discounts and all that. Now that is where you learn how to give discounts. Buy 2 free 1, buy 2 free 2, all right? If you buy 10 oranges, I will reduce 2 ringgit, 3 ringgit. This is what marketing is all about. It is on a daily basis. So coming back to my student, all right, he walked around. After 1 hour, he came back to me and told me, sir, you know, the most successful business in Petaling Street is that Lengchikang seller. Lengchikang is a drink, right? It's a kind of a herbal drink, right? They sell it hot and they will sell it cold as well. Now it is very, very tasty, and the crowd, right, stands to just pay and collect the drink and drink, all right, is humongous, all right? Huge crowd will be surrounding in from afternoon right up to evening, right? Morning, normally they are all working, right? During lunchtime and during after 5, you'll find the crowd will be surrounding that Lengchikang seller, as well as the guy who is selling soya bean. So he said, either Lengchikang or soya bean. So I told him, why don't you try soya bean, right? Now, soya bean always come in 2 flavors. One is the white sugar flavor, where they mix white sugar and you get the natural flavor. And the other flavor is the brown sugar flavor. So I gave this guy an idea. Why don't you come out with several flavors? All right, like for example, orange flavor, strawberry flavor. Nobody has done that. So why don't you embark on this? And the student immediately told me that is a wonderful idea. Let me try this. So after he has finished his diploma, he went back to, of course, he went back to his house and then thought about it. And he came back to me and told me, sir, I think I have found a place near my house and I'm going to start this soya bean business. I wished him good luck. And I told him, whatever it is, take it as a learning point, right? You may not make money or generate profit immediately, but take it as a learning process. So he started off, and he basically was very successful in the initial stage itself, because something different. Beside the white sugar and the brown sugar flavor, he has added strawberry, orange, chocolate flavor and stuff like that. That really picked up. Now, eventually, that can be a franchise business. Of course, after 1-2 years, he has been contacting me, and he said he wants to continue with that business, and he wanted to open up a few branches. I suppose he must be very successful. After that, I did not contact him, and I knew that this student of mine will be very successful. Now, that is where business comes from. It comes from an idea, all right, generate into a business venture, and eventually you will enjoy seeing the money coming to you. Now, remember, all of us loves money. Nobody will say, I don't like money, right? If someone comes to say that, oh, money is not important, life is important. Yes, life is important, but you need the money to survive. All right. You can't survive without money. All right. Unless you are a spiritual person, you can sit down and meditate without eating for 100 days, then well and good. But I don't think our body will be able to accept that. Okay, only a few important people are able to do that. The bottom line is money is important. Not I'm saying that money is the important thing, that money is important, that you need them to spend, you need them to start up the business and do whatever that you like. Now, many students also came to me and told me that, well, I'm sick and tired of working for people. I think I'm going to go into business. Well, um, when you start your business, you will also direct your people, and your people will one day come and tell you, sick and tired of working for you, I'm going to start business. Now the loop will continue moving over and over again, right? That is where I'm coming from. So when you're talking about the current concept, everyone is embarking themselves into the business. Finish your SPM, you do not know what to do, embark on a business. But one important thing that I will tell you now, there are few people who have been very successful without even going to college, without even getting a degree. Some of them, one of them that I always admire is Mr. Lim Gotong. We call them Uncle Lim. Mr. Lim Gotong is the owner and the founder of Genting Berhad. And now there are many others who have been successful, but the majority of them who have been very, very successful are those who have actually gone through formal business education. So you cannot run away from that either. So you want to do business, you want to embark on something, you need the formal education. Now, where do you go for your education? You need to choose the right university, you choose the right college, right? Now, I'm not saying you must come to Perdana University, but here I am telling you that Perdana University has to offer you something special. Now, we at Perdana University offer Bachelor of Business with 5 different specializations, ranging from general management right up to data science, right? So, of course, we have human resources and many other specializations. Now, one of the key important thing about our business program is our incubator. Now, many of you would not have realized or heard about incubator. Incubator is where we put you there, all right, and we will cook you to become a good food, right, to eat. Meaning, we train you, all right, about the industry. We train you about the startup. We train you about how do you go about doing business. What is the right business? How can you generate ideas? What are the strategies? How do you market plan? How do you budget plan? And so on and so forth. Now, that is where I am coming from here, right? I am part of the business school, all right? And I will be part of the teaching unit where I will be sharing a lot more, all right, about business ideas and so on and so forth. A short story. A student came to me and asked me, I'm working part-time in Fatty Crab restaurant. This is also many years ago. So I told him, why are you telling this? Sir, I also wanted to open up a seafood restaurant. Can I modernize it? Those days, we do not have digital things, right? Like what we have today, right? So I told him, why don't you computerize the menu system? All right. The menu should come on your table. It should be a touch screen. When customers come, sit down, and they just touch all the menus, and then immediately it will show the total amount that you have to pay. If you are happy, you hit return, and the message will go to the kitchen, and the chef will prepare the food, and the waitress and waiters will serve the food. So there is no need for you to wait for the waiters and waitress to come and serve you and all that. Once you hit, that will be working. Now, today, if you go to a restaurant, everyone is using an app. So what you do, you scan the barcode there, or the what do you call the code, and then the menu is there. You click, 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 and it basically go to the kitchen, and that's what you do. Now, this idea was generated not by me, but this was my suggestion to my students some 20 years ago, right? And today they are using the same thing that I thought about many years ago, right? So those days we have touch screen, but it was not applied fully. Today, everything is being used in terms of digitalization. So you carry a device, this device tells you everything. Now you have your e-pocket, you don't even have to bring your money, right? This is where youngsters like you after Form 5 should think about it. Now, where do you get ideas from? All right. People like us going to give you the ideas, all right, how to move forward in terms of business and what you can do best for yourself, right? So to conclude in general, right? To conclude in general, like what I was talking about business, right? Business is everywhere. Now, today you order your food from home. So you're basically generating business for somebody else using your small device. Now you see how business has basically evolved over the years. All right. Today, you don't have to move from your bed. Right. If you want a coffee, you just use your phone, and the next thing that you know, within 10 minutes, your coffee will be at the doorstep. Of course, you have to move from your bed to collect your coffee, lah, right? Even that also you cannot do. Then you have to go into a different form of digitalization and robotics, where your robot will actually collect the coffee from the doorsteps and then serve you in your bed. All right. Well, that probably in the pipeline in a couple of years to come. So business has now combined with digitalization. You can call it whatever. That is what we are looking at for industrial 4.0, right? A revolution in the future. Now, in the future, business is going to embark even further. So now probably you will understand, all right, very, very clearly, what is the current concept of business, all right? Why is it so important? Need I have to say more? I will stop here. If there is any question that you would like to ask, please. I'll be more than happy to answer any of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Dr. Ilan. Okay, your example on the lencikang has made me thirsty and hungry right now. I'm going to see if there's any lencikang seller outside, but at 8:30 p.m., I doubt I'll be able to find a lencikang seller at this time. Okay, right. So we're going to have firstly, thank you very much, Prof. Dr. Ilan, for that awesome sharing. So we're going to leave the session open now. If there are any questions on the floor, students, remember, feel free to actually post your questions on the chat box. You can actually WhatsApp us. You have our handphone numbers, or you can actually put it on your Facebook. You can put a message on the Facebook, because this is actually going on live as I speak right now. Right. Okay, Prof. Ilan, there is one question from Rachel, from student Rachel. Okay, Rachel says this: I'm just in Form 5. How do I think about business and what do I sell?
Okay.
It's a tough question, Prof.
Yeah, simple and a difficult question to answer. Right. Never mind. If you are Form 5, you are young. All right. This is where the mind basically works the best. All right. My suggestion to you is very simple. Any business is a good business. Right. Just to give you an example, I have a diploma student where I was working with the hospitality school in Taylor's, right? These students actually took up pastry, right? Diploma in gastronomy and pastry, right? Pastry is where you make cakes and so on. So she came out with this idea where she makes cupcakes and then sell it online. And then she came back to me and told me, sir, I'm doing this. Do you think it will work? Definitely it will work. Try and see. All right. So she tried. She posted in the Facebook. She posted in most of the social media. Initially, it was small, and eventually it basically picked up. And she was doing very well. And she even came back to me and told me, sir, I want to quit my diploma. After my diploma, I want to concentrate on this. No, continue with your degree, because if you open up a big shop, if you open up a big restaurant, you need to manage people. Now, where are you going to get the knowledge, right? So simple idea like this can churn out into something big. Okay, women likes to be pampered, all right? Once a month you go and do your facial, you do a lot of things, right? Your hair and all that. You can start with a salon. You can start selling cosmetics, all right? You can promote those, all right? These are small, but yet very, very powerful business. I have ventured into this in my younger days. Of course, I look bald, but I actually ventured into hair cutting. I'm a hairdresser myself, right? I do hairdressing for my wife, personal hairdresser at home. I do it for my son. Of course, now he wanted a bit more fancy. He said, no, lah, I think I better go to the proper salon. But I do it for my daughter. So ideas can be anything, all right? If you think you're good at it, please go ahead and do it. So Rachel, if you think that you are good at anything that you think you can do it, please venture into that.
Okay, Prof, we have another question from Chu Lee this time. Okay, Chu Lee says, if I do very badly in my Form 5, can I still go into business?
Yes, why not? All right, now Form 5 cannot be the benchmark for anything. All right, many students get depressed for a short while, all right, because they did not perform well. Now, I'm not saying that you must score good marks before you can actually embark into your business. Well, you can start up with a diploma, because to do a diploma, you only need 3 credits, right? So aim for that, right? If you think that you are not someone who is very studious and a bookworm, aim for that 3-4 credits, go into a diploma in business, continue with your degree in business, and you can basically venture into any business. So business does not restrict based on your Form 5 result. Take a look at Lim Gotong. He doesn't even have a degree or a diploma. Now, where is he? How many thousands of degree holders are basically working for him? And believe me, he's a very humble man, right? Despite all this success, he knows where he stands. Well, that will answer your question.
Yeah, but then, Prof, okay, so that means, can I conclude safely that basically a student would need some basic fundamentals on the techniques of business, the methodology of business. So that means it's good for them to go through some formal sort of education, whether it's a diploma or a degree, before that they pursue, so that they have an idea of understanding how to run their business and which areas to focus on.
Yes.
Would it be safe to say that, Prof?
Yes, very safe. Let me give you some examples. All right. Now, if you're in Form 5, all right, you only were taught perniagaan or perdagangan, these 2 subjects, and also accounting. Right now, the accounting syllabus in Form 5 is very detailed, which even I find it, my God, so much these guys are studying, which is good enough. But when you embark on a diploma or a degree program, you will learn about organizational behavior. Now, doing business is about understanding behavior of people. You need to motivate people in your business. If you don't know how to motivate, your staff will run away and you will have problems. You need to learn how to manage accounts, where only in degree or diploma you'll be taught about how to prepare accounting transaction. Now, you need to understand about auditing, all right? You need to understand about strategic management. There are so many tools that you can actually learn from these subjects. Now, there are many more subjects, right? Operational management. If you run a restaurant, how are you going to basically operationalize your business? You need to know what are the things that you need to do. Project management. You need to learn how to project your management here. So many subjects are taught which will basically add value to you, and you become a better businessman, right? Now, you can compare, all right, 2 businessmen, one with qualification, proper formal qualification, and the other without proper qualification. Now, there will be some difference, because one person will know how to manage it better. The other person, maybe the person makes profit, but at the end, probably might not understand how to manage the business better.
Okay, we don't have any more questions. posed by our participants. So what I'll do, Prof, I think we don't want to take too much time because it's almost 9 p.m. and I'm sure the parents must be wondering what their kids are still doing on their laptop. I mean, being parents ourselves, we do understand, we don't want our kids to be in a laptop for too long. So we're not going to take too much of their time, as well as Associate Prof. Dr. Ilan. Thank you so much for this session. I know time is too short. I know there's so much of sharing that you like to help the students with, but we'll definitely be back, okay? In Perdana University, we'll definitely be having a lot of sessions like this. So students, we will definitely be calling back Prof. Dr. Ilan, or for example, for the matter, you can even write into Perdana and we can always have a one-to-one session with Prof. Dr. Ilan. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to speak to any one of you or your parents about your career pathways and moving forward. So again, thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Ilan. So students, if you can just bear with me for the next 2 or 3 minutes, I'm just going to share my screen, just a little bit knowledge about Perdana University. Okay. All right, so here you go. We had Prof. Dr. Ilan a while ago who was sharing with us. Okay. Right, so just to share with you, now this is where Perdana University is, in case you're wondering where we are. I promise you I will not take more than 2 minutes of your time. Now we are at Wisma Chase Perdana, right in the smack of the city center that is in Damansara Heights. Now the good news is we are walking distance to a lot of amenities, so it's a very, very student-centric area. We've got a lot of banks, Maybanks, CIMB, we've got cafes, food trucks, fast foods, your Starbucks, your McDonald's. Bangsa is just 5 minutes away, and the best news of all, we've got the train station, right? That we've got the Semantan MRT train station, and that's just 5 minutes away to where Perdana University's campus is. So for those of you who are coming over to PU, do not worry about transportation. We know how difficult it is for your parents to drive into KL to drop you at campus, or even for those of you who are driving. So you just need to take a train. In fact, a lot of us, staff and students, we are also using the train, stationary shops, and of course, lots of convenience stops as well. So just a quick idea of the facilities we have at Perdana University. I always say that photograph does not do justice to the facilities that we have in the campus. So we'll be more than happy to have you visit our campus anytime. Again, a quick idea of what Perdana offers. Now we have foundation programs, both we cater for all levels. That is, either you are from the science background or from the arts background. We've got 5 undergraduate programs that you can opt for. And what we spoke about today was our Bachelor in Business, where Perdana actually offers 5 specializations in your business, right? So this is truly a remarkable program that you can actually embark in. And of course, apart from the foundation as well as the undergraduate, we've also got a very wide range of master's and postgraduate programs, as well as PhD programs. Right, a bit of good news to share with you before I call it a night for all of us. Now we're having a very special bursary for this year, 2022. Now it's the 50 plus 50% bursary. Now how this works is, now when you enroll into any of Perdana University's foundation program, you'll be given a 50% off your tuition fee. Now the foundation in science is 6,000. So when you join our program, you will only need to pay 50%, that is 6,000 over a 1-year long program. And the good news for you is when you continue on to join any of Perdana's undergraduate program after your foundation, we will refund back, right? Or rather, we'll reimburse back the 50% that you have paid. So you've heard me right, okay? So when you enroll or when you progress to any of Perdana University's undergraduate program in the year 2023, we will reimburse you back the 50%. So the foundation will be 100% free. Basically, it's a free foundation program for you. And just to share quickly, we are also offering a 30% scholarship or bursary for all our bachelor's degree and postgraduate programs. So again, I'd like you just at this point, take a snapshot or just save this particular page, because this is a very important page for you. Now, how do you enroll at our Perdana University? Or for a matter, even if you'd like to speak to Dr. Ilan about what you've heard today, or just have any general inquiries on the university, our programs, even if it's not our programs, you just want to know some information about the education system. So feel free to WhatsApp me. That's my number. You could call me. You could even send us an email, which I've stated there, inquiry admin@perdanauniversity.edu.my. So before I end, I'd just like to share with you, tomorrow we have a very interesting session as well. Same time, same place. Tomorrow we have Associate Prof. Barul Mazi bin Idrak, who will share with you on economics, another very important and related topics for all of us. So with this, students and all participants, thank you very much for joining us today. We hope it has been informative for you, and it has been a real pleasure for me to meet all of you. So have a good sleep, right? Have a hot drink, sleep, get up early tomorrow refreshed. Again, thank you very much, and we will see all of you back here again tomorrow night. Thank you. Bye-bye.